Candyman's release date has been pushed back indefinitely till 2021. And at this point, y'all might as well release it digitally. I'm gonna tell you why and how y'all can do it. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. So what's going on, y'all? I have been talking about this on Twitter for a minute, and I said, hey, let me go ahead and engage this conversation on video. I've been pissing off a lot of film critics or whatever, and a lot of folks have been saying things, and the collective of consumers and folks who watch movies and stuff are saying that y'all need to go ahead and release these movies digitally. The pandemic is here. She's not going anywhere anytime soon. People seem to think that she's going to close the door on January the 1st, 2021, and that's just going to be it. Like, oh girl, it's all the way, just the pandemic isn't over just because you're over it and get into it. But I've seen a lot of people, you know, have some pushback on the conversation of releasing films digitally, and I got some things I want to say about it. I want to talk about it. So, Nia DaCosta, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, is the director for Candyman. And she got on Twitter the other day and she had said that she wants people to engage and see this film in the theaters. Like, this film was shot and did all these things. Like, the way we did this and came together, you all need to see this in the theater. It's for the culture, it's for the community. Like, this is what it is. And I have so many things that I can say in response to that, but it's only a couple of things I'm going to focus on. I think, like, let's start in the pushback. I think a lot of the pushback from folks are saying, girl, it's not that serious, like, release this digitally. I think that with her coming out, matter of fact, let me see if I can find the tweets and post, because she's since deactivated her Twitter account, but I'm gonna read her what she said. We wanted the horror and humanity of Candyman to be experienced in a collective community, so we're pushing Candyman to next year to ensure that everyone can see the film in theaters and share in that experience. So she's saying that y'all need to experience this in the theaters. And I think a lot of people's pushback was, the only reason why y'all want this to be in theaters is because y'all want to make as much profits as possible. And I got into a disagreement with a couple of folks, one of my friends, and he said that we don't understand how it is being a director or someone, a creator, and creating something like this, and people telling you, no, girl, it's not that serious. And I'm going to say this, I think that people seem to think that we're not smart enough to enjoy the movie at home. I think that it is complete bullshit for any director who is out here working with a multi-million dollar company telling us that y'all need to experience this in the movie theater, like this is for the culture, this is for all these things and all that. It is for capital. It is for money. It is for profit. Do not let anybody tell you that it's about the experience. It's about, if you think for a second that someone who is out here working with these billion-dollar corporations is out here selling you something because it's for the culture, you a damn fool. And there's no disrespect to her at all. But sis, it's hard to believe your message when the studio's main focus is to make profits. If the studios were so concerned about putting this stuff out, we wouldn't be asking for these studios to put black female directors behind the camera. We wouldn't be out here telling them this. If they really cared, if they cared, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't be out here excited about finally getting some black female diversity in the film industry. We wouldn't be doing that. So no, I'm not trusting no studio to tell me that, oh, this is about the culture. It's not about the culture, it's about profit. Christopher Nolan released the movie Tenet in theaters, and I think it made probably what, 20, 30, 60 million dollars. I think it made, I can't remember, I think $200 million worldwide. That is in the industry standpoint, that's a flop. That's a flop. The movie, I think, cost almost $200 to do. Christopher Nolan said, no, girl, release it to the theaters. Release it to the theaters. And somebody made a good point and said, if y'all cared about, and y'all really cared about folks seeing the movies in just the theaters, you wouldn't be releasing these movies eventually to DVD. You wouldn't be releasing it on Blu-ray 4 or 5 months later with all these extra things and extra clips and stuff. It is about profit. About profit. And honestly, it's just crazy to me that folks really think that, oh girl, it's about the experience. It's about the experience. The experience of going to a movie theater or paying $20, $30 for one ticket and getting overpriced popcorn and candy, standing and sitting behind somebody that's on the phone talking, sitting behind somebody who couldn't get a babysitter but came into the movie theater, baby crying, and folks talking, walking out, using the bathroom, people answering the phone, can't put their phone down, texting in the movie theater. Like, what? And when you go to some of these movie theaters, a lot of that technology is more outdated than the stuff that you got at home. Like, girl, come on. So I talked and I complained. Now I want to offer what we can do and why it needs to be released digitally. Naya has something that Christopher Nolan and a lot of these other folks don't have, and that is black culture. The power of black Twitter at her fingertips. Y'all can release this movie around Halloween. A lot of us are not interested in going to any Halloween parties and all these things. Some people will go. But I guarantee you, if you gave us something like that, like a night, a big movie like this is released and you promote it, then get on Twitter, get on social media, tweet about it, let's all talk about it, let's watch the movie together as a collective. I guarantee you, not even just the money from buying it, but the impressions and people talking about this movie for the next couple of weeks because of the big moment on social media would be enough. It's never been done before. So I know folks are nervous. I know it's not been done before, but we've already seen on smaller like scales other movies and stuff that we've watched online and we talked about. And we made memes and all these things. Like, you can see it with the Lifetime biopics and stuff. Look at all of that. Like, y'all are still focusing on something that was 20 years ago. There are not going to be any ticket sales that are going to be the same pre-COVID. Like, you're just not for a while. You're not going to see people running into movie theaters and to the point that y'all are looking for to make the profit back from the movie. Y'all ain't gonna see that. Y'all are not. I'm telling you, you're not gonna see it. This pandemic is real. We're on the verge of 200,000 people have the number of people who have passed from COVID, and that's just the ones we counted. That doesn't include the ones that we don't even know about. And they're predicting probably another 200,000 more by January. So that leaves us at about 400,000. Some folks even estimated 600,000 by January. We're about to be in flu season. If y'all don't take a chance and say, you know what, let's try something different. Release it digitally. Try something new. Try something new. Try something and see how it works. Like, I think y'all honestly have a better chance at doing that than expecting everybody to go to the movie theaters. Like, that would be a big ass culture. Folks, people love to be online talking about movies. Look how Game of Thrones and other shows have been the talk of conversations days after the shows ended. Like, people collectively get together and watch shows. There has not been any like folks who have tapped into that market. Like, y'all gotta think outside the box. Y'all still thinking like this pandemic is not here, and like I said, like, she gonna close the door on January the 1st. It's not gonna happen. So y'all got to think. You're a creator. You're supposed to think outside the box. You can't allow folks to put you in the box and you trying to focus on putting us in the box with a whole bunch of other folks randomly watching a movie during the pandemic. Girl, the CDC director just was telling Congress today that a vaccine, even if we get a vaccine, all of this, it won't even be to the point that we will like all of us getting it, and it'll be comfortable for a lot of us by the third quarter of 2021. And that's all of them just saying, basically, we ain't gonna be out of this until probably 2022, but they can't tell you 2022 because your mind won't be able to wrap around another year of dealing with this. It's the same thing when we was doing the shutdown and how they were saying, oh girl, we're gonna come back in another week. We're gonna come back in another week and see. We're gonna come back in another week. And that stuff turned into 3 months. It's the same as somebody telling you, oh girl, I'll sell it to you $9.99 versus $10. It's how our minds wrap around it. Like, you more likely to pay $9.99 than $10. It just happens. Like, that's just how it works. So I think that you all need to think outside of the box. Y'all putting yourself in the box and still acting like this is something that is just, like, it's just going to disappear. You need to look at other examples of things. I'm going to give you an example. After the situation happened with 9/11, people did not hop on planes for a minute. It was so bad that the government had to step in and kind of protect some of these companies because they were losing money because people were not flying. People were not flying. It took a while. It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute before the numbers that y'all are expecting come. Like, those numbers are not coming next summer, girl. If we see an uptake of people passing away from COVID and dying from COVID, it's going to make us not interested in going to the movies even more. So release it online, turn it into a culture moment. You have access to black culture. Black folks want to see this. And you got a lot more people be interested in sitting down and watching that movie. But see, y'all think about money so much. Y'all think about the direct money to it, that other ways that y'all can possibly profit off of it. Like, do you know the power of us all watching on Halloween night, all of us engaging in a conversation about this movie? Like, girl, it's going to be so powerful that people are not going to want to miss it because they don't want to see any spoilers, which would make them buy the movie at the same time. I would do it. I know it's a big risk. I know it's a big risk. Feel like it's a big risk. But I'm telling you, it is quite possible because big TV shows already do it now. You will have access to so many people tweeting and talking about this movie that other people are going to be covering this phenomenon because it's never been done before. And y'all are nervous about it. We should all get a ticket to see it. All of us at the same time get a ticket and say, girl, we're going to watch it at 8 p.m. And if you ain't watching at 8 p.m., you might want to stay off social media. It's going to force everybody to not want to miss out on their moment. It's going to force conversations to folks. I want to see it. I'm interested in seeing it. I think y'all are losing something, and I think y'all trying to package it as, oh, y'all need to have the experience like we in the 1950s and folks come out, get your popcorn like it's the 1950s. Y'all have to adapt. Things are changing. I'm not saying that the cinema and the movie theaters are going to be dead, but it's going to be a while before we pack a movie theater. If anything, if y'all not out here working on getting any drive-thrus and stuff built and all that, people are even interested. You can see the uptick in people going to drive-thrus. That people will be interested in watching this movie at home with their family. Like, come on now. Y'all might lose a couple of $1 million, but the impact, that's what y'all need to be focused on. But I can understand, and I respect Naya. I respect her, and I feel bad that a lot of folks were being extremely rude to her. But sis, ain't nobody buying that you want us to see it solely because of the experience. When people are literally, consumers are telling you, I'm telling you, no sis, I can enjoy this at the house. You don't get to tell people how to enjoy art. You don't get to tell people how they're supposed to experience it. Everybody enjoys art differently. So you just can't tell that the only way that they can consume this art is through the cinema because this is the way. What? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for you to tell folks how to enjoy art that they're paying for. It just was not a good response. You could have just literally just said, hey, you know what? A lot of stuff is going on. We are going to wait till things get better. And, you know, like this virus and stuff gets better before we release the movie. But the fact that y'all saying 2021, y'all was saying August, y'all was saying whatever dates, and all that has changed because it ain't here. Y'all are not going to wait till the virus is completely gone and everybody's safe. We don't even know if we're going to be here right now with all these uprisings and stuff going. We don't know what next year going to hold, girl. We ain't even got through the winter yet to be making decisions like that. We in the middle of uprisings all across the country. People are protesting police brutality. So don't tell me that you care about the culture and stuff like that, because it's all about profits. I'm not saying that Naya is a bad person, or I think the studios are most definitely a bad people. They're an entity that is out here exploiting whatever to get coin from it. And that's just what it is. It doesn't mean that Naya is a bad person, but for you to step in front of them and say, well, you know what, I'm on the side of them, like we gonna wait. No, Naya, it's because y'all want the profits. Y'all want the coin. You not telling me that you out here, that didn't cross your mind. You would like to see them billboard numbers. And you are not wrong to want them. You're not wrong to want the number one, this movie that a black woman did, brung in $300, $400, $500 million. You ain't wrong for that. I ain't saying you're wrong for that, but you are wrong for trying to make it, to present it as something else when that's not the case. And people are not buying it. So if people ain't buying it, the message you give out, it ain't it. It just ain't it. So I'm telling you, that's what I would like to see. Release it digitally. I don't know, on Halloween day or whatever day that is good, that you think it will be, everybody will be able to watch it, turn it into a culture moment, make everybody engage with it, because they're going to be engaged with it. But that's the tea. That's how I feel about it. Y'all let me know, because I'm telling you right now, Justin James ain't gonna be hopping into no movie theater anytime soon. And there's a couple of movies that came out that I wanted to see, and it's just like, girl, no ma'am, my health ain't worth it. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk y'all later on tonight.